We're inside of the materials recovery facility, but in a portion that's actually been set aside for the general public to use. We're here to show you today how to use our paper shredder that's open to the public for you to shred some of those personal documents that have a little bit more confidentiality to them. So here on the right side of me is our paper shredder. When you come to the facility on 8 Mile Road, you will see to the right of the drop-off center, the drop-off bins, a door, a double door that is the entrance into the building. Inside, as you step inside, you're going to see this fenced-in area that is specifically for you to bring your paper shredding to. So today I brought with me a bag of papers to shred. We don't want any plastic bags to go into the paper shredder, so it's best for you to just make sure that those don't go in. Please prepare your shredded paper in about a 1/4 inch stack before you put them into the shredder themselves. And then it's time for you to actually shred those papers. Okay, it's pretty cool. It'll be a little loud, but here's how we go. Okay, so want to have your paper ready before you start the shredder running. About 1/4 inch stacks is what they recommend so it doesn't clog up the equipment. Then you're going to set that on here. I've already kind of set up a couple of pieces or a couple of stacks ready to go here. It's okay to have staples in your paper, but no clips, no binder clips, no folders with the spiral, notebook types of things, just paper, and staples are okay for the shredder. So when you're ready, you're going to see the box here with 4 different knobs. The red knob, you want to make sure to pull it out, that it's all the way out before you push the green forward button. Forward means it's going to set the conveyor belt forward to take your paper into the teeth of the shredder. So I'm going to push that button. You're going to hear the shredder come on, and you can see the teeth moving in. We've given you a nice handy broom because it's a little bit of a distance for you to push the paper into the conveyor. So it's kind of like a video game, isn't it? Kind of push your paper in there, 1 stack at a time, and it's going to get chomped up right by that machine. So there you have it. Our public shredder is for personal use only, not any businesses. So unfortunately, businesses can't bring all their shredding documents. If you have business documents to shred, you can contact an actual shredding company. They can provide you with a service that's convenient right at your business location. So homeowners, if you have personal documents that you'd like to shred, you have this resource available to you here at RASA. Recently, I had a presentation for some citizens at the public library. And at the end of my presentation, they had some really great questions. And I thought it would be ideal for me to address some of those questions with you and share some of the answers that they were a bit surprised to learn. So, first of all, I want to give everybody a shout out. We've been really talking to you and sending you materials about not bagging your recyclables in plastic bags and keeping those out of your carts and bins, and you've been doing a great job. We've really noticed that here at the facility there aren't as many plastic bags of materials coming in. Remember, if you bag those recyclables up, they're going to get pulled off of the line right at the beginning because we don't know what's in those bags. The workers aren't sure if there's something dangerous inside, and they absolutely don't have time to tear open every bag and shake the material out because it's a moving conveyor system that makes it pretty hard for them to do that and stay on top of their job. So in that vein, we had questions about, well, what about if I put my stuff in a paper bag? Is that okay? I like to put all my things in a paper bag. If your paper bag only contains paper, it's not too bad of a thing. We do still prefer that it's not in a paper bag, just because, again, with the moving equipment and the way that the facility works, we like things to be loose so that the specialized equipment can see and find those materials and move them to where they need to go. But especially, we really want to make sure that if you are putting materials in your bag, it's not going to contain a bunch of different kinds of material. So as you can see, I've got paper items along with plastic items inside of this bag. So if all of those mixed materials are together and this bag doesn't get emptied or bumping along gets emptied out, then those plastic items will probably get packed in our baler with the paper, which then Basically, the paper recyclers don't want the plastic in there, so these things are not going to get recycled and get pulled out and thrown away at that facility. So again, if you got to put your paper items in a paper bag, I guess we'll let you go, but it's even better to keep it loose. Just if you want to store it this way at home before you put it in your cart, that's fine, or your bin, but dump it loose into there so that when it hits our floor, it's able to get recycled. Another question came up about boxes. So same thing. Yes, the box is recyclable. However, you might pack it with things that are also recyclable. But again, just like with the paper bag, this box is not going to probably get emptied out. It's containing a bunch of mixed items. So here we go. The paper can't get sorted with the paper. The plastic can't get sorted with the plastic. And that makes it a challenge for us here at the facility, especially if you close your box up like this. Then it's just a box full of mixed materials that is going to end up someplace that isn't going to be used to its best value. So remember to keep your materials loose in your cart or your bin. If you have to store it this way in your home to keep it tidy, that's great. But always just dump it out so it's loose inside. Thanks. One other really good question that we had was the question about caps on things. Are caps okay to leave on, or should they come off? And the question is, it depends. If it's a plastic item, let me grab my plastic items here. If it's a plastic item with a plastic cap, those caps can now stay on. Oops, let me get that. So if it's a plastic item with a plastic cap, those caps can stay on. I know that's confusing. At one point in time, we told you to take all your caps off. Well, technology improves. It's human nature for us to always improve our systems. And one of those systems that improved in recycling was to be able to leave the caps on. So when these get to the facility where they're going to be recycled, these items are actually shredded in a machine and washed. And the clear plastic is lighter weight than the cap plastic. And so the cap plastic is going to sink and the clear plastic is going to float. And so now they're able to scoop off the clear plastics and then take and capture the heavier plastic and still recycle that too. And so caps are okay to leave on. Plastic and plastic is okay. But if you happen to have a glass jar, say a pickle jar with a metal lid, you'll definitely want to take the metal lid and separate it from the glass. Your glass jar, you'll want to separate from the plastic lid or the glass bottle so that, again, the plastic the small cap by itself is probably not going to make it through our system, so this can just go into your trash, but your glass bottle can stay separate from the plastic. That way the glass gets recycled with glass and the plastic doesn't become part of a contaminant in the glass process. And again, with the pickle jar, it's got a metal glass or a metal lid on that. Take that metal lid off, keep it separate from your jar. That way that metal will get captured by our magnet, our giant magnet here at the facility. So those were just a couple of questions that we had that people were a bit surprised about or maybe a little confused. So I just thought it would be a good time to share it here with you today. Thanks for listening. And remember, if you have any questions at all, check out our website at www.rrrasoc.org, rosoc.org.